Hey everyone, Homestar Fan 13 here, and welcome to the final video game collection video. Yep, it's been a long time coming, but this is the last one, the 3DS. So yeah, let's just get right into it. So of course, as usual with the Nintendo stuff, gonna start with the Nintendo games. I think for the first time since I think the Switch, I actually have way more Nintendo games than I have third-party stuff. Which I guess tells you that Nintendo did good this year, good for this system. So yeah, let's just get right into it, and we'll start off with the game that we probably should just start off with, Super Smash Bros. For 3DS. Yeah, so I've already brought up the Wii U version, so I guess there's not a lot to say about this one. I guess I would actually say that I kind of prefer this one because it's got Smash Run. Because like I said, when I was talking about the Wii U version, like, I said that was the version I'm going to go to, I said that's the version I'm going to go back to the least. And I feel like I agree with that. Even though the 3DS version is kind of like a, weaker version of the Wii U version, it has Smash Run, and that's not in any other Smash game. So there's actually a reason to go back to this one. So yeah, I guess like I said, there's not really any reason to go playing this one now. Like again, unless you want to do Smash Run, that's about it. That's the only thing this one has. But yeah, I mean again, like obviously for the time, Smash Run was on a handheld was great, and I'm honestly really glad they waited until the 3DS to do it because I think they kind of knew that they couldn't do it on the DS or the GBA, so it was a good idea for them to wait for the 3DS version to do Smash on the handheld. But yeah, it's still good. It's still good. Next up, the Mario series, and yeah, let's just get it out of the way. New Super Mario Bros. 2. Can't focus. God, camera doesn't even want to focus on this one. Yeah, of all the New Super Mario Bros. Games, this is the worst. It's just... I mean, I think this came out the same year as Mario U. I think that's why people finally got fed up with the Mario Bros. New Super Mario Bros. Series, was the fact they put two games in the same year. And this one, the whole point was like coins. So you just got loads of lives and it was really easy. I guess it's not the worst game ever. Like, for 2D platformers on the 3DS, I think it's probably okay. But, it's like, we expect better from Nintendo, and I think this one's kind of one of their weaker games. But I guess it's not... Like, it's not a terrible game, but, it's like I say, it's just Mario Brothers. I'm kind of fed up of talking about Mario Brothers now. I've talked about all four of them. 5 if you want to count Luigi U, but, yeah. It's fine, I guess, but nothing special. Next up, this is a good one, Mario 3D Land. Yeah, I don't think people talk about this game enough. I think it kind of gets overshadowed by 3D World, and I can understand that, because I think 3D World is the better game. But I think this is pretty fun. I think it's like the perfect, like, again, like you said, one of the good things about the 3DS was it felt like they could finally put games like this on the 3DS. And obviously you could see it about that Tanuki suit, which was great. Yeah, like, I mean, it's got some really cool worlds and that. It's like, this was the first instance of them taking a, like, 3D platform Mario game that played like a 2D platform game, if that makes sense, the power-ups and all that. You could argue they kind of did that a little bit too much, and it probably took until Odyssey for them to finally make a proper Mario game again. But I still think these games are good, and I would really recommend you pick this one up if you haven't played it yet. Next up, Mario Kart 7. I'm mixed on Mario Kart 7. It's still a good game, obviously, but there's just a couple of issues with it. First things first, no Waluigi. Like, there's no excuse for that one. There's no Waluigi. Bloody Honey Queen's in this game, but not Waluigi. That's just stupid. But secondly, you couldn't do like regular races. You could only do Grand Prix. You couldn't do like just pick tracks you wanted and do those. And that was just annoying. Like, yeah, especially for the handheld version. But I still have a lot of memories for this one. I used to play this a lot at secondary school with my friends. So, yeah, I think it's not the worst Mario Kart game, but I kind of it's definitely one of my least favourites. I think if I go back to play Mario Kart, this is probably on the lower end of games I'm going to play. Next up, Mario Golf World Tour. Not a lot to say about this one. Apparently people really like this game. This is like considered one of the best Mario Golf games. I still prefer the GameCube version. I've not really played a lot of this one, which is a shame because I've had this for ages, but for just some reason, I think I know what it was. It was because you remember when I talked about the Switch Mario Golf and the GameCube one, I mentioned how I liked doing my own sort of competitions and tournaments where I would like play as each character. You can't do that in the 3DS version. It's only multiplayer is locked to, online or local play with the having systems, and I hated that because I don't see why not. Why not just have it so you could pass the system round? That's just so that's just a simple way, and it meant I couldn't do my favourite mode in this game. So, yeah, as much as this is probably the best one, it just didn't appeal to me because it didn't have my favourite mode in it. But yeah, I still probably should go back to play this at some point. I know it's got a story mode in it, but I never really played that one either. But yeah, like, maybe don't take my opinion on this because I've not played much of it. But everyone else seems to love it, so if you want a Mario Golf, maybe this is the best one to get. Next up, the two Mario RPGs. First off, Mario and Luigi Dream Team Bros. Yeah, for some reason they put Bros at the end of their titles. I don't know why. I've barely played this one. I only got it not long ago because I wanted to get all the Mario games. And yeah, I look forward to playing this through this one because I really love this one. Oh, dropped it. Where is it? There it is. Bowser's Inside Story. I love this game. This might be one of my... Actually, I'm going to say it. I think this is my favourite RPG ever. Like, I just love this game. I know the 3DS version isn't as good as the DS version, or at least... in fairness, I think they're the same game, just this one doesn't really add a lot. But it's still a great game. So it's still fantastic, and that's why I bought the 3DS version. Like, I got rid of the DS version to get the 3DS version, and it's still an amazing game. Like, still just pick up... I mean, yeah, that was obviously the thing about this one, is that it's kind of a pointless remake, because it's remaking a game that you could already play on the system. Like, this was the original Last of Us Part 1, you know, remaking a game that you could already play. But I still... It's still Bowser's Inside Story, it's still fantastic. I guess I agree that there was no reason for the remake, but again, still one of my favourite games of all time, so yeah, maybe, yeah, I would say that, yeah. It's definitely my favourite RPG, huh? So, yeah. A shame it's a shame that this was the game that basically killed Alpha Dream, because this got released right in the height of the Switch, so barely anyone bought it. Especially considering, again, it's a remake of a game that no one really needed, but Nintendo, the best company and also the worst company at the same time, huh? Last one on the Mario section, and technically not a Mario game. WarioWare Gold, huh? Yeah, this one's fantastic. Like, this was the perfect WarioWare game because it had been so long since the last one. Because I think the last official one was DIY, which was not a proper WarioWare game, and then it was Game & Wario, which had a WarioWare mode in it. But yeah, we needed this game. So this is like basically a best of WarioWare. Like, it's got some of the best micro games and some new ones in it as well. Yeah, this is perfect. And it's even got like extra modes from, like, you know, like the gamer mode from WarioWare Gold, Wario and Game & Wario. That's in here as well. So this is basically the perfect... It's the definitive WarioWare game. Like, if I actually say this is probably the best first WarioWare game to play, because it basically tells you everything about WarioWare, and it's got all the best sort of things in it. So yeah, definitely pick this one up, because this is amazing. Next we've got Pokemon stuff. So here, this was really my first sort of... When I really got into Pokemon was around this era. And first up we've got Pokemon X. I know a lot of people don't like this game, and I guess I can understand that, but this is my favourite Pokemon game. Or my favourite traditional Pokemon game. I still think I like Colosseum more, but then again, that's due to nostalgia, basically, because this was the first proper game. This was the first Pokemon game I beat. It's the first one I properly got into, because, again, I had this game come out when I was in secondary school, and I would play it with my friends all the time. We were all big into Pokemon, so we were all playing it at the same time. Yeah, so this is the one with the most nostalgia for me, and I love it for that reason. I know it's probably got some issues in it that makes it not as fun for other Pokemon fans, but I still think this one's great. Again, I'm not being objective here. Like, this is just subjectivity for me, but I don't care. Pokemon X is just, I just love it. You know, I guess I actually really need to replay this game at some point, because when I played it the first time, I kind of used the team. I didn't use any of the new Pokemon except for Greninja. I think my team was Pidgeot, Raichu, Charizard, Lucario, and Espeon, which, you know, are all. But in my defense, it's my first proper game, so I kind of just used Pokemon that I was used to, I guess. But I am going to replay this again and try and use all the new Pokemon that were introduced into this game. But yeah, really, really good. Really I would give it a chance if you want. Next up, Omega Ruby, another Pokemon game people don't like, and I guess I can understand, but I still really like this one. Again, I mentioned in my GBA video, Emerald, I've got a lot of nostalgia for Gen 3, so yeah, really like this one. I've also beaten this one. I can't really remember my team in this one, but I still had a lot of fun with it. Again, I guess because I didn't really have a lot of time into like Emerald and that, I can't really see what was changed or what was removed. So there probably are things that were taken out that they shouldn't have taken out. But again, from a casual point, again, like I've said, I'm a casual Pokemon fan, so I just sort of play the games. I know nothing about competitive stuff or any of that stuff. I just play them for fun, and I had a lot of fun with this one. And I also had a lot of fun with this one, Pokemon Sun. I think if I was to look objectively, I think this one is the best Pokemon game I've played. Like, even though I love X more, I think Sun is the better game. I just think it's got a lot. It's got a lot of uniqueness to it. Like the fact that there's no gym leaders, and you have to do the trials and that. And it's got a lot of cool Pokemon on it, and it introduced my favorite Pokemon of all time, Incineroar, because Incineroar is great. And it's also got Mimikyu in it. Actually, yeah, I've got a lot of fun, cool Pokemon in this game. Like Incineroar and Mimikyu are two of my favorite Pokemon, and they were introduced in this game. So yeah, I think definitely give it a chance. I haven't played Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon, so I don't know if those games are any different, or if were Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon different, or are they just the same game? Because I know the whole rumor was that they were supposed to be on the Switch as stars, but we're not 100% sure if that game was actually real or not. But I don't know. I still recommend Sun. I think it's fun. Hey, that rhymed. Last Pokemon game, not a lot to say about this one. Detective Pikachu. What? Focus. Yeah, I don't think people know that it's actually a game. I think people just think the film just happened and that it's not based on anything. But yeah, no, it is based on a game. I've not played a lot of this. I think I only bought it because the film was coming out and I wanted to have the... I don't know if I got this after I watched the film or before I watched the film. I just know that I wanted it because of the film. Actually, in fairness, I actually think I wanted this before the film was even announced, because it's very Phoenix Wright, and I really like Phoenix Wright. But I just not had a chance to play it. I guess my big issue with these kind of games is I feel like I've got to be in the right mood to play them, and I've got to be in sort of a zone to play these ones, because I can't sometimes when I play games I just have podcasts on and listen to them, and with these games being very story driven, you kind of really need to pay attention, and so you really need to be in the right sort of state to play these games. But yeah, I think I'll definitely get to play it at some point, and yeah, pretty cool. Unfortunately, no Ryan Reynolds in that game. Next up, the two Kirby games. First up, Kirby Triple Deluxe. Yeah, really, really good game, this one. Just like typical 2D Kirby platformer. But I'll do these two together because I think they're basically the same thing. Because the other one is Planet Robot. Planet Robot. I think I'd say Planet Robot is better, but they're both really good. I mean, they're very similar games. I think Planet Robot has the better gimmick with the whole robot stuff. But yeah, I would say you can get either of these games, and they're both really good. Yeah, there's nothing else to say. Just again, like I say, this is the last collection video. A lot of these franchises I've talked about enough about, and yeah, just Planet Robot is the best one, I think. Next two. So these are I'd say they're technically the same series, but also different games. And that's Tomodachi Life. Tomodachi Life? Yeah, is that how you say it? I don't know. Yeah, I love this game. This is super fun. So if you don't know what this game is, it's basically you're running a sort of you're on an island, and you run an island with all your Miis on it, so you can put your Miis on there. But the weird part about it is that because you can have famous Miis and that, you can have everyone in there. So you can have, I don't know, Darth Vader there, or you can have who else? Hatsune Miku on your island, or just anyone you can think of can be on your island. And they had the bloody Pringles mascot on my island. I don't know why I had the Pringles guy on my island. He was just there. But yeah, it's so much fun because they can form relationships, they fight, they can get married and that, and there's just a lot of fun to be had with this game. I hear a lot of rumours that there might be a Switch version. I don't know if they're rumours or people just really want a Switch game of this. I'd buy it. I'd buy a Switch version of this, especially if they kept the Mii customizations from Miitopia. I'd definitely buy a Switch version of Tomodachi Life. I guess the only issue I have with the 3DS one is that it feels like you kind of run out of things to do a lot. Because I do eventually come back to it every now and then, but it does feel like it does get very repetitive very early on. But I still think it's a great game. I would really recommend you pick it up if you find a copy of it. I don't really need to say enough about this one. Miitopia. I've done my posts about this one on the Switch video. If you want to watch me talk gosh about this game, watch the Switch video because yeah, I think this game is fantastic. I guess I'd say get the Switch version because it basically is the 3DS version but better and on a better console, and the Miis just look better. Still great, but it's unfortunately kind of been replaced by the Switch version now. And the last section for the Nintendo stuff is just everything else. So first off, Star Fox 64 3D. Love this game. This was the game I really wanted when the 3DS first came out. I think this is like probably the only like early 3DS game I still have. Because in case you forgot, the 3DS's launch was really bad. So there were barely any games on it. I think before I got this, the only games I had were Super Monkey Ball, Lego Star Wars 3, Rayman 3D, which is just Rayman 2, and that really upset me. And I think it was Ridge Racer, and they were all pretty like boring. And then I finally got this one, and this was finally made it worth it. Because yeah, I think this game is really cool. I haven't actually played the original stuff. Well, I played bits of the original Star Fox 64. This one's definitely easier, so I guess I enjoy this one more. But I do need to have a go and play more of the Star Fox 64 because, yeah, come on guys, another Star Fox please. Not like Zero, an actual proper good one. Not what I'll say about this one, Metroid Samus Returns. Yeah, again, fantastic I guess. I mean, like I've mentioned, I'm not a big Metroid guy. I am trying to get into Metroid, like I got this, Dread, and I kind of want to get Prime Remastered, but eventually I'll get into it. I mean, I do love the games. I like Fusion, that's a good game. I just really need to get into them. I don't know if this is a good beginner game or not, but again, in a way, I just want to support the franchise, I guess, because I know people really like Metroid and they want the franchise to succeed. But yeah, nothing else to say about this one. God, I hope the camera doesn't want to focus in this one. This game blows. I had to do it. I had to do it. I had to. I really had to. Yes, I bought this game because it's got the Wars. Yeah, like that's the only reason. That's all I can say. Scott the Wars. I wanted to buy it because it's got the Wars. I mean, it's not the worst game in the world. I can definitely understand why he hates it so much because it's a franchise he loves so much, and it's just a generic like 2D platformer. I can understand that I would feel the exact same way about like if it was a franchise I liked got this game. But yeah, it's a whole load of nothing that's basically wearing the corpse of a dying franchise over it to try and get people interested in it. So yeah, in Scott the Wars words, this game blows. Next up, our Ultimate NES Remix. Focus. Yeah, good game this. So this is like basically a. I don't want to say it's just a port because it's kind of like it's basically combines NES Remix 1 and 2, but also gets rid of, but mostly focuses on the good games. Like there's a lot of like the rubbish ones aren't included, like Clue Land and that. It's just mostly focusing on the fun ones. So yeah, you could do like little missions within the game and that, and then you get like extra remix missions and that. Yeah, it's really fun. I think it's really cool. I think it was a really clever idea, and it makes me kind of surprised Nintendo never did any more of these. Like they didn't do any SNES remix or a Game Boy remix. I think they would have been really cool if they'd done that. But no, still great game, still fun. But now here we go. One of my favourite games of all time, Kid Icarus Uprising, and that's a genuine thing. I absolutely love this game. This is my second favourite game of all time, just after Mario Odyssey. For the longest time, this was my favourite game until Odyssey came out. It's hard to just, like, it's just so much fun. Like, the characters are great, the story's actually good. I actually like the gameplay. I know a lot of people don't like the land stuff, but I never had an issue with that. I know people said about how it hurt their arms and that. I never found a problem with it. I thought it was fine. I guess I can like, it's one of the ones where I can understand people's issues with it, but I personally never found any problems with it. Just, yeah, everything about this game is fantastic. And I really hope Nintendo make another one. I know, I saw Sakurai hint that we might get a Switch version, and if we got a Switch version of this game, I would be so happy. Like, generally, if a Switch version came out, and I played it again, it could, like, once again be my favourite game of all time. Just, we need another Kid Icarus Uprising. It just so upsets me so much. We got this game, this amazing game, and then that was it. We never got another one. Like, Sakurai just drops this gold mine onto the 3DS, and then he worked on Smash for the next, like, what, 10 years? I mean, he definitely deserves that break. You know, he's although he has become a YouTube gamer now. Yeah, basically, I'm rambling because this game is fantastic. Please play this game. If you don't have it already, please play it. It's so good. And now we come to the third party stuff. Yep, surprisingly not as many as I was expecting, because Yeah, that was all the first part. That was a bunch of first party Nintendo games. So they did well this console. Huh? So next up, first up on the third party stuff, we've got Sonic Generations. Yeah, so this is the obviously a port of the PS3 version. Not as good as the PS3 version, but that's kind of to be expected. Yeah, it's fine. It's funny, actually a friend gave me this game. It was weird. It's like, he just randomly said to me, like, oh, have you got Sonic Generations on 3DS? I said, no. And he said, oh, do you want my copy? Yeah. Yeah, he just gave it to me. Yeah, it's a fine game. My biggest issue with this game is the fact that it should have relied more on Sonic's handheld history, yeah? Like, it should have, like, there's one level from Rush, and that's it. It should have focused on, like, the Game Gear games and the Advance series. But it's just focusing on the same as the console ones. Like, it's got different levels in it, which is cool. But it would have been way better if this was like focused on the handheld history, and then the console version was focused on the console history and all that. I just wish they'd done that. Oh yeah, and weirdly enough, after like you beat the classic era, classic Sonic just gets the homing attack, which I never understood. Because surely the whole point of the homing attack in classic Sonic getting the homing attack in the console version was that it was a reward for beating the game. You don't get it until you beat the game. So but in this one, you just get it after the classic era. I just never got that. I never understood why they did that. But yeah, it's not the worst game ever. It's fine. I think it's probably the best 3DS game Sonic got. But yeah, that's about it. Oh, here's a great port. Super Street Fighter 4 3D Edition. This is amazing. Like the fact that they managed to put the entirety of like Super Street Fighter 4 on a 3DS cartridge is great. Like it plays just like the console version. It looks like the console version. Obviously the graphics are downgraded a little bit, but it still looks great. Like this is a mobile, and this is a launch title as well. The fact that they managed to at launch put Super Street Fighter 4 onto a 3DS, I don't think it gets enough credit. I think it's really well done. I mean, I guess there's not really any reason to play this. Well, actually, I don't think it ever got ported to another handheld. It's not on Switch. I guess I think it's on Steam, so I guess you can get it on Steam Deck. But no, I think if you want to play Street Fighter 4 on a handheld, I'd say get this one. It plays perfectly well. Next up, Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. Focus. Yeah, I mentioned Phoenix Wright previously. I love Phoenix Wright. Never played. This is the only Professor Layton game I've ever played, though. And yeah, from what I played of this game, I really enjoyed it. I want to say I've only done chapter 1, chapter 2. I think I just did the first Phoenix Wright trial that's in like the Layton world, if that makes sense. I don't think I ever got further than that. Yeah, like it combines the gameplay of Professor Layton and Phoenix Wright, and it's pretty fun. From what I played, it's pretty good. Obviously, the Layton stuff is puzzles, and I'm not good at puzzles, but I think they're a lot easier in this game. You know, it's kind of like an awkward thing where like the Phoenix Wright gameplay is dumbed down for Professor Layton fans, and the Layton gameplay is dumbed down for Phoenix Wright fans. You know, still think it's pretty fun. I need to play more of it, but yeah, I guess if you like both franchises, or if you like at least one of the franchises, you'll get something out of it. Next up, this is a fun one. Order Up. I think I've mentioned this in a previous video. I thought I had this on Wii, but I don't. I got it on 3DS instead, and yeah, it's just a fun little cooking simulator, and it's just quite fun. You obviously use the DS stylus to cook stuff. I think I mentioned like this is what the Hell's Kitchen game should have been like, is to take cues from this game and kind of make stuff based on like that, you know, if that makes sense. Like actually be a proper cooking game, not a weird whatever the hell Hell's Kitchen was. Yeah, really super underrated. I'd really recommend if you like cooking. I recommend you pick this one up. Last two, I'll do these two together because they're basically the same. Angry Birds Trilogy and Angry Birds Star Wars. So this is technically also the start of the licensed game section. Yeah, I think you can actually like buy. I think classic Angry Birds is back on phones now, so there's not really any reason for this version. I just kind of like Angry Birds, and it's just fun to have it on a 3DS, I guess. I guess 3DS is probably the best system to have it on, because you can actually use the stylus, and it'll be a lot better to use it. I don't know if you can play Angry Birds Star Wars anymore, but yeah, I think if you like Angry Birds, these are fine ports. I guess there's not really any reason to them, because I think they're cheaper on phones, but whatever. I'm an idiot for buying these games. Actually, I think I got this for my birthday once. I think I had asked for it, though, so yeah, they are good, though. Next up, alright, get this one out of the way. FIFA 12, again, bang us FIFA on every system. That's all I need to say about that one. Next up, Lego City Undercover, Chase Begins. So I've mentioned Legacy Undercover on the Switch video. Really like that game. I think this is like a prequel to the first game. I've only played a bit of it. It seems to play similar to it, so it looks fun. But yeah, I'll probably play more of it when I get a chance. Next up, Dragon Ball Z Extreme Butoden. Yeah, this is quite fun. A 2D fighting game based on Dragon Ball Z. Again, not played a lot of it, but from what I played, it is fun. Obviously, nice to have a Dragon Ball Z game on 3DS. A fighting game like this is pretty cool. They've got like a lot of like. There's a lot of like. I think it's got like an assist feature to it, so characters can help you. And I've got some like interesting what if stuff. I think I saw you could like get. I think I saw you could get like Super Saiyan 4 Broly, which is pretty cool. But yeah, still again, if you like Dragon Ball Z, it's be the game for you. Next up, Hatsune Miku Project Mirai DX. Yeah, love Hatsune Miku, so of course when I saw she was getting a 3DS game, I had to pick it up. Yeah, quite fun. This is like has a more chibi art style to it, which is quite cool, and it's just nice to have on 3DS. Yeah, not to say, just a fun rhythm game with Hatsune Miku again. I love these games. Next up, SpongeBob Squiggle Pants. This is a weird game. This is actually a WarioWare ripoff, you know, or I guess WarioWare inspired game. And it's actually kind of fun. Like they actually use a bunch of different art styles for each level. Yeah, if you haven't played this game, I'd pick it up. Like, get the 3DS version though, because the Wii version requires you to use the U-Draw, if you remember whatever. If you remember that. So yeah, get the 3DS version because it's the best version of it. Yeah, it's actually surprisingly fun and surprisingly enjoyable. Definitely pick it up if you can find it. And the last one, talking about like really cool ports, WWE All Stars. This is actually a really weird port, because I want to say this came out like a year after the console version. But like, it's surprisingly good, it's surprisingly competent. Again, putting a PS3 game onto a 3DS cartridge is really well done. Yeah, and it's got all the DLC on it as well, so that's good. So this is technically the definitive version, because it's also got some extra modes in it. Yeah, I definitely would pick this one up. Again, if you like WWE All Stars, definitely pick this game up. I think it's really fun. It's really good. I mean, All Stars on its own is quite a fun game, so having it as a handheld where you can play it whenever, yeah, really good. So yeah, that's it. I'm done. I can't believe it. I've finally done it. I've done all of my video game collection. So I really thank you for watching this series. I've had a lot of fun doing it. I think I am glad that it's over now, just so I can now move on to other stuff. So hopefully subscribe if you want to see what else I'm doing. We're gonna maybe do some Let's Play soon, or maybe do some more edited content and that. But thanks for watching this series. I might do a DVD collection one day, but I'm going to take a break from collection stuff now and just move on to some other stuff. So, thanks for watching. Bye, everyone.